I'm Jessica Minton for IB Times TV, and today I'm joined by Joseph Greco from Meridian, who's going to give us a preview of what we should expect with tomorrow's jobs report. Thank you so much for joining me. It's a pleasure to see you again.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So the ADP report came out yesterday, below forecast, and now we have that jobs report coming out tomorrow. What do you expect that we'll see happen, given what happened with the ADP report?
Well, I tend to think that the numbers are going to be, in line to what we got yesterday. I don't think there's going to be any, surprise there. I don't think it's going to have a major impact on the market. Unfortunately, at this point, we're really very much, in the cruise control post-Fed yesterday, and of course with the ECB today.
How much impact do you think these sequestration cuts have had on the private sector?
That's a good question. I think they've been more of a drag in a sense, not really so much a hard blow, but actually just like a morale buster. Because just when you think things are starting to perhaps improve and turn the corner a bit, you get obviously for all the government workers who represent a good portion of government workers and contractors, they represent a good portion of the workforce that is out there and doing much more work for much less. Now they were asked to take even more of a cut, and basically not asked to, being told that they would have to. So between that and of course the slowdown that we've seen at airports, which was somewhat remedied, and the multitude of other little bumps that we've taken because of it, none of them are a body blow, but they all are a little bit more of a drag on the economy and the recovery.
Right. Also today, the ECB did end up cutting rates, which kind of surprised a few people, but how much will that cut have an impact on Europe, and how long will it take to see if that will spur a recovery?
Oh, that's a $1 million question. I mean, how long has it taken for the U.S. to not see the the economic recovery, but just the market really be the only thing that's spurred there? And at this point now we're up about 15 handles in the S&P, which is not the highest we've been yet today, but a good amount. And surely that's because whatever room was left for them to cut, they basically did fade away. And now we're looking at it saying, okay, was this really just to stave off any further bleeding? And I think that's really the case. This was more of a defensive patch rather than a proactive, offensive. We're gonna probably take at least 2 to 3 more quarters before we start to see any positive growth out of Europe, and that's barring any major meltdown in the summer, which is typically when we do see some activity. The last 2 years in particular out of Greece, and then of course a little bit with Spain, Portugal, and perhaps even Italy.
And finally, we did see U.S. auto sales kind of tick down a bit, but still overall pretty good. And usually during recoveries, the housing market has led. Is it possible that an auto sector can basically help spur a recovery in the U.S.?
I don't see that really being something that would spur recovery, but perhaps be an indicator of, because a sharp uptick or continued steady improvement in auto sales points to both fleet expansion for companies that are investing in their fleets, and of course individual sales would be great, because that shows that people are not only able to go and take on the credit, but are interested in going and taking on new vehicles, and then that starts the whole cycle and beefs up the inventory that are available for used auto sales and whatnot, and that has a trickle-down effect. But I don't think it's going to be a leader of it. I think it's just going to be more of an indicator that the economy is growing. In the end, the final leg that's really going to help unemployment get squashed is going to be when we can get the housing sector to really start the trucks. And once that happens, that's when you see a big upticks in the unemployment.
Thank you so much for joining me again. It was a pleasure to see you.
Always.